Hi friends and welcome back. So in this video, I'll be talking about all the products that I bought for my newborn. When I was in the third trimester, around the 7th or the 8th month, like every other mother, I felt like setting up a nursery for my child. It's called the nesting phase. It turns out you need quite a lot of things in order to raise a newborn. So I did a lot of research. I spent hours and hours on Amazon and shopped like crazy. Well, you need a range of things for different things that a newborn does, from eating to pooping to playing to sleeping. So I'll divide this playlist into a series of mini videos and so that you can have an exhaustive list of things that you need for your newborn. So let's get started. So the first thing that I bought for my newborn is a nursing pillow. Well, as you all know, it's pretty useful because if you don't want to hurt your back, then this can save your life. So this is something that I bought in India, but in Canada I had the My Best Friend one, and it was literally my best friend. Next thing which was pretty useful, which was gifted to me by one of my friends through my baby registry, was a nursing chair. Well, it's like a glider come rocking chair, and it's like very helpful either if you want to feed the baby or even for like soothing purposes, and it rocks back and forth, so it helps baby sleep as well. The next thing that I bought was a nursing bra. Well, it's pretty useful because when you're feeding, you don't really want all the hassle of like unhooking a normal bra. So it really gives you the space to kind of like unhook and then feed even in public or at home also. Next thing that I got is, well, a breast pump. It's a lifesaver, especially in the beginning when you're trying to establish your supply, or in some cases when people have like an oversupply. So you can always pump and then store it in a storage bag, which looks like this. So the breast pump that I have is of Mom Cozy, and it's cordless, it's hassle-free, you can move around, it's pain-free. You just have to get the right flange size. So make sure that you measure yourself well or get yourself measured through a lactation consultant. Another thing that goes hand in hand with pumping is, well, like cracked nipples, and a lot of people complain about like pain and all those things. So one of the recommendations from my lactation consultant was to use a little bit of edible coconut oil, like I got this one, and you can just apply it and then use the pump. And even later on after pumping, you can apply it generously and cover your breast with a breast pad. So that really helps you to take care of your nipples so that they don't get sore. Another favorite amongst moms as well as dads are burp cloths, because a newborn baby burps a lot and they spit a lot. So you need them all the time. So burp cloths, washcloths, basically any kind of cloths are pretty useful. Next is formula. Well, in our case, as I mentioned in the previous videos, we were initially using Similac ready to eat, and then later on, because he had some gas issues, we shifted to a lighter form, which is Similac's Elementum, right? So this came in handy, especially when we were in the public and I couldn't feed him, or even for emergency situations. It's always good to have formula. Next obvious thing is bottles. So this is something that I got in India, but in Canada I got the Philips Avent one and Dr. Brown's. So a lot of babies don't take bottles, and you have to kind of experiment with different nipples. And also the flow of the nipple is important, whether it's a slow flow, medium flow, or a fast flow one. So please check that before you buy the bottle, that it has the right flow. It's according to the age of the child. So yeah, I think bottles are a no-brainer. I also got a sterilizer. If you're formula feeding your baby, it's always good to sterilize the bottles so as to minimize the risk of infections. And even your breast pump you can sterilize sometimes. Although I was told that the silicone parts, such as the flange and all, should not be sterilized as it reduces their shelf life. Along with the bottle sterilizer, another thing that came handy at like, especially for like night feeds, was the bottle warmer. I don't use it anymore because I'm exclusively breastfeeding. But in the beginning, when I was bottle feeding and combo feeding, this was pretty came in handy because my kitchen is downstairs, so I didn't have to run down to get like warm water and all of that. I could just pour in a little bit water in this, and it would take like 2 minutes to heat up, and the bottle would get warm. So yeah, I mean, it simplifies your life basically. Couple of other things which simplified my night feed, especially, were like a mini fridge. So if you want to, make your formula last for a couple of days, then a fridge is pretty useful, and you don't want to run to your kitchen and in the middle of the night. So a mini fridge which you can keep in your room is pretty handy. Other things to store the bottle are like a bottle drying rack in which you can, just dry all of your bottle parts and also pacifiers if you're using them. The other things are after 6 months, so you don't really need them for a newborn. But after 6 months, you would need something like a spoon, some basic utensils once you start solids. And, once the teeth come in, something like a teether might be pretty useful. These were all the things that I bought for feeding purposes. And in the next video, in the same playlist, I will be talking about diaper changes and bath and all those things. So please follow me for other updates.